blackcomiclords.net. So I'll put the link down here. That way people could go check it out on your own. But this is insane. Like, I was just blown away by it. So I thought, let's share it and let's see if we can't make sure that people that are available on the 6th can use that time to join.
Yeah, I mean, we also have a sort of backstage pass the night before on December 5th, where if you have joined our YouTube, gotten a membership with our YouTube page, the night before we're going to have a pre-show. And during the pre-show, we're going to have some stuff going on where people can basically participate in games and get some cool stuff. That's all I'm allowed to say.
That's so cool, man. Well, let's kind of walk through this. Maybe we could just go one by one. And you did such a great job on your own channel of just a little bit of a history of what these creators mean just to comic books in general. I don't know if you want to go through all of that the same way, but I mean, let's at least from a high level, let's go over some of these creators because it's pretty amazing. Starting by one of my favorite artists is Dennis Cohen. I mean, if you don't know who this person is, you haven't read comic books very long, and that's okay. This is someone you need to look up, and you need to check this gentleman out. But maybe you could start, Paul.
Sure. I mean, the cool thing about this con is we're trying to do a con that addresses the entire comics culture, the entire community and the culture. So from collectors to writers to artists to publishers, different levels of collecting, original art, be represented. We have a panel discussion with some of the best publishers in the business who are going to talk about how do you make your own comic? How do you get into the business? We really are trying to hit every aspect of comics culture we can, with the exception of cosplay. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the cosplay. We weren't able to work that in. Hopefully, we'll do that next year. But other than that, we're trying to hit everything. We're trying to have it at levels where if you're a new person who's into comics, or maybe you just have a cursory interest and want to learn more, we're going to start off the con with how do you collect comics? What's it like to collect comics? And that's how we kick off the whole presentation. And then it's like going through the different layers and seeing all the different nooks and crannies of this world and this community and this hobby. And in the same regard, in order to address that, one of the things that we've put in the promo of this is an assembly of the best in comics. Like literally, everyone who is going to be at this con is incredibly well talented and well recognized in the field. There's no weak links in the people attending this con. So we're very blessed and fortunate and happy to have some of these guests here, starting with the GOAT, Dennis Cowan. He's a personal hero of mine. Met him 30 years ago, and he kind of directed me on this path of being into this comics culture that we so love. Aletha Martinez, incredible artist, has been around since the 90s. Just a fun fact, she's the first Black woman artist at Marvel and DC Comics.
That's awesome, man.
She was a pioneer before that was even a thing. Who else we got? Stephanie Williams. She's having a phenomenal year. A lot of people first sort of got to know her in the mainstream from her work on the Nubia book for DC. She's doing some great stuff for on her own on Independence now. She's got 2 series, Roots of Madness, which is an incredible Afro-Gothic sort of story. She's also doing Street Sharks, something she's very passionate about. She's a big Street Sharks fan. Shout out to her. She's also got a book called Temporal, a straight up sci-fi book, right out the 90s style. Really dope. Really, and she's also done this comedy book called Living Heroes, which is kind of a spin-off of Living Single. It's one of my favorite works by her. When we talk about writers, as I said, we've assembled some of the best. Rodney Barnes is I can't name, if you're talking about the best writers in comics today,
Yeah.
and you're coming up with the top 10, probably top 5, his name's on that list. His Philadelphia is legendary, and quite honestly was robbed of an Eisner, in my opinion. But that's a whole nother conversation. Incredible writer.
Definitely amazing, man. He had that Batman series, that 4-part series, which is just chef's kiss.
Yeah. Sebastian Jones, he's one of the most successful indie comic publishers in the business. He's pretty much a pioneer, specifically in addressing fantasy in comics. He's add a lot of diversity to something that is not traditionally something that many people that look like me get into fantasy, and he's sort of opened that door and knocked off that barrier and said, hey, it's kind of cool to do this. It's cool to be into this. And he forged his own path as a result. And he's quite frankly doing some really dope books. He's a poet. Mm-hmm. His writing is poetry. And he always has, and the thing he's most known for on his books at Stranger Comics, you're not going to find better covers anywhere. This guy's cover art game is crazy.
Yeah, no, it's great. I actually meet him at San Diego Comic-Con a couple times, and quite the salesperson as well. But man, his titles are amazing, and yeah, super nice guy.
Oh, he'll sell you water in the middle of the ocean. This guy,
he's incredible.
Big Phil, DJ Big Phil. You've seen him as a character in our community, but he's also a leader in our community in many respects. He did this Collections in Black exhibit, which was very unique. I think first one done of its kind, premier collection of Black-centered comics and creators, which was most recently at the August Wilson Center up in Pittsburgh. It's a traveling exhibit at this point because he takes it around, and it's got a lot of notoriety. Filmmaker, collector, curator, DJ, educator in his day job as well. So yeah, that's DJ Big Phil. He has a big part in this con.
Yeah. And if you want to be treated to some incredible art, comics, you got to watch Black Comic Lords, because the battles that I've seen Paul and Rich and Big Phil have pulling out, like, oh, what about this? Oh, what about that? It's incredible, the collection that you all have. It's insane.
Thank you.
Insane.
Dr. Kiana Whitted, scholar, writer, and genuinely nice person. She wrote this book, Desegregating Comics, important books, breaking down the historical significance of comics and African Americans' roles within it, and how it affects our culture and how we affected the culture. So can't say enough about her. We're looking forward to having her at the con. Jordan Clark, I had to have up and coming talent at the con. Jordan Clark is a Milestone Initiative graduate from Milestone Comics. He has a book that's on the stands right now called Ancestral Recall, which is a phenomenal book. I liken it to sort of a modern day take of Quantum Leap mixed in with Black history. I'm not doing it justice in the description of it because it's such a unique concept. And then the backstory is kind of influenced by the story of Thelonious Monk and his wife, which is kind of cool. But yeah, he's an up and coming talent. I had to have him on here because he's going to be a superstar.
Yeah, incredible.
Speaking of superstars, Marcus Williams.
I love his art.
Anyone who's into indie art, have been to a con, you've seen his art. I guarantee it somewhere. His book Tuskegee Airs, which he does with Greg Burnham, is a legendary series. You know, I'm a big nerd, and you know, one of my favorite television series when I was a kid was watching Robotech, and the idea of having a modern day take of Mecha with a bunch of kids that look like me, I just thought that's kind of dope. So, big fan of his art, man. He's just such. It's just one of those talent. One of the things I talk about all the time is if your art is so unique that you can look at a person's piece of art and immediately know who drew it. That's how you know your talent, and he's got that style.
Couldn't agree more.
Joe Illidge, aka the mayor of comics. I told a story recently online about how I went to New York this past summer to go to the Schomburg festival, kind of with the Black Comic Book Festival. And I'm walking around talking to people, talking to creators who have their wares lined up on the street. And every time I'm interviewing someone, eventually his name pops up. Do you know Joe Illidge? It's like, yeah, I know Joe. You should talk to Joe Illidge about this stuff. He knows everything. Where's Joe Illidge? Go find Joe Illidge. His name just kept popping up. The man is so well respected in the community. He's so well connected in the community, and he influences the community. He makes the connections and makes things happen. He had a tremendous year, Inkwell Award winner. Started his own company, Luminous, which is going to help other people. He's going to help other people get their comics journey started. So, and he's a tremendous writer. Most recently with the Shadow Cabinet, he did Bloodletter, a new character for Todd McFarlane's Spawn. And he's got some new work coming up for Milestone that I am crazy excited about.
Yeah, absolutely. I just had him on talking Bloodletter with Tim Seeley. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maria Ayadeli. This guy is writing one of the best Marvel books on the shelves right now, Storm. He is writing the definitely the seminal definitive story of Storm. The best series that's ever been done with her, and the most successful series that's ever been done with the character. And you know, I think I first heard of him in his I Am Iron Man series with Dotun Okonde, which was a really crazy series. Did some things that me as a longtime Iron Man fan appreciated because he's big on research and Easter eggs, which I always love in writers that do their research and always dig back into the crates and find obscure references and sticks it in modern stories. For old comic heads, that's just yes, man. You love stuff like that. And he's big on research. His own independent series, Aquagon, was absolutely brilliant. And this is an honor for us as well, because this is his first US con. Never done a Comic-Con in the United States before. So
that's amazing. And if I'm not mistaken, you have him on once a month, right? To cover.
That's right. That's right. We have a director's cut commentary on each issue of Storm during our monthly Storm Watch series, which comes out the Thursday after the book drops on Wednesday.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of being in a couple of those, and it's incredible.
Brandon Easton, tremendous writer. He is part of our well, I don't think I'm allowed to talk about that yet. Save that for the Friday before the con. But suffice it to say, he's had both success in both comics and in television. Most notably, most recently, he's working on the Iyanu cartoon series, which is based on the original comic book by Unique Studios, Royo Okupe. Think of it as the last Avatar, but set in Yoruba land. You know, it's if you're a fan of the last Airbender. No, did I say the last Avatar? Sorry, the last Avatar, the last Airbender.
Right.
If you're a fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender, you would love the Iyanu television series. Definitely check it out. He's one of the writers on that.
Incredible.
All right, as I said, assembly of the best in comics. One of the best independent comic book companies out there is Concrete Comics, and the head of that company is Derek Lonzo Star Allen. I have a lot of respect for this young man. I sound so old when I say that, right? Like this young man, like he's like a son or something. It- it- I'm just dating myself with how decrepit I am. But yeah, I have a lot of respect for him. He personally and his company, as I say all the time, they do it right. Um, from making sure that they have quality of product and having these original stories, even the production value of the books that they do over at Concrete is top rate. And then the his business model, his work ethic, um, his grind, and then being also his work out in the community. You know, he's always there to uplift other people. So I have a lot of respect for that brother. A lot.
Yeah. I
Um,
consider him a friend. He's an amazing guy. Amazing
yeah,
guy.
he absolutely is.
Yeah.
He absolutely is. It would literally give you the shirt off the back to help you out.
Hmm.
Um, Again, assembly of the best in comics. Sanford Green. Just he's one of the top artists in comics. I
Yeah.
mean, this guy can write his own ticket. He can do anything, anywhere, anytime with anyone, and he's in high demand. I had to hold my breath when we asked him if he's going to be at the con because he's so busy. It's not that lack of desire. He's just he's busy. The few times that we've interviewed him, it's always you kind of have to make sure you're respectful of his time because he'll literally be like, yeah, in like 10 minutes, I got to go work on some stuff I'm doing for Marvel or some stuff I'm working for DC or what have you. But tremendous talent. Bitterroot is Eisner Award winning book for a reason. Um, yeah, we're blessed to have him.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. Again, crazy legends that you have at this con. It's insane.
The Comic Den, Joseph Woods. This is a comic book story. As I said, we're trying to have representation of the entire comics community, and the core of that is your local LCS, right? Like it's a dying breed now. We have to support your local comic shop. And this is a very popular one over in Los Angeles. A lot of creators go through that shop. Joseph Woods is a real cool brother too, real cool dude. In fact, his particular shop was recently set as the backdrop for the television show called The Comic Shop
Yeah.
on YouTube. Shout out to them. So glad to have him here. We have a few other comic shops that are going to be represented, and we'll talk about the importance of supporting local comic shops. That's going to be one of our topics of discussion.
Yeah.
We talked about Tuskegee Airs with Marcus Williams. Here's the other half of that duo, Greg Burnham, another Milestone Initiative graduate. Although he was a talent and successful even before he got into that initiative. Just when you talk about just writers that are thoughtful and insightful and detail oriented, that's kind of Greg Burnham. So.
Yeah.
Professor John Jennings. I can't just call him John Jennings. I have to call him Professor John Jennings, not just because he's a professor, but because of how he is as a person. I have never had a conversation with this man and not had to pull out a pad and a pen and start writing down things that he says, because he's always giving you some knowledge or giving you references, stuff that you didn't know, and you're like, God, I need to look into that. He'll name some book. He's like, you ever read this? I was like, no. You need to read this. This is a great book by so and so, and here's the reasons why. And you're like making a list. Plethora of knowledge, brilliant man, tremendous talent as both a writer and an artist, Eisner Award winner. He's had successful at every level of the game, and now he has his own imprint, Megascope Comics, where he's trying to expand the barriers of what is comics beyond the whiz bang superhero stuff. Go everything from history to politics to culture to horror, to fantasy, and he's got the superhero stuff too. He's expanding with that imprint what it means to use this medium, of illustrative fiction. Again, assembly of the best in comics. One of the things we talk about often in our space is the concept of Afrofuturism, speculative fiction involving the African diaspora. And at the top of the game in terms of graphic novels on that subject matter is a book called Infinitum. I promise you, if you've not read this book, I promise you, if you read it, you'll be blown away. It is a. I'm not going to spoil the story for you, but it encompasses so many different genres, and it's so expansive. It's not a small book. I want to say it's probably 100 pages or so. I felt like I read it in like a half an hour. I just couldn't put it down. It was just a page turner. Tim Fielder is a tremendous talent, and I've had the pleasure of meeting him a couple times. He wrote also a book called Maddie's Rocket, which everything he does just. I keep saying that it needs to be converted to film or something. It's so well done, but if not, it's fine just to read it as a book. Even was honored to have him do the graphic history of hip hop. We were talking about hip hop variants and stuff, and he did the ultimate version that was actually so good it was released in New York City public schools.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Another professor. Ray Anthony Height, just one of my personal favorites. Creator of the character Midnight Tiger. He is an artist who says that he was described as a chameleon, which is completely apropos. He can emulate anybody's style. I think I said in a live recently that he reminds me of the X-Men Sync, right? The one who can emulate anybody's powers, but then he can do your power better than you. That's Ray Anthony Height. He can emulate your art style, and he could probably do it better than what you do.
That's cool.
Caden White. If you're into comics, you can't say you're into comics and don't know who Caden White is. It's just
he's very.
If you don't know who the guy is, you're not really all that into comics. The guy is a super talent. Yeah. Super talent. There's not really much more to say about that.
Nah, he's incredible. Incredible. He just did a friend of mine's cover for Project Noesis. Paul Thayer. I don't know if you know him. He goes to a lot of cons, but he just did a cover for his new title that is out right now called something Leopard. I'll have to look it up. But the cover, I'll send it to you after, Paul. The cover is insane by Caden. Yeah. Insane. Lethal Leopard, it's called. Lethal Leopard. Okay. And it's written by Paul and Real One, the WWE wrestler, Real One.
Oh, okay.
They wrote it together, and Caden White did a cover for it. Phenomenal. It's incredible.
I have to look out for that. I did my pull list.
Yeah, I'll send it to you after you can take a look at it. But yeah, it's really cool.
Torrin Clark, again. The amount of talent that we've assembled is I'm still kind of blown away and honored by it. Just having Torrin Clark and Caden White and Dennis Cow. I'm sorry. It's a bit much. It's a bit much to sort of.
When you were all going through it, I'm like, this is nuts, man.
It is kind of nuts. Torrin Clark's one of the best comic book artists in the game. I mean, I don't have to say anything else beyond that.
No, very, very. It's crazy how talented some people are, and he's definitely one of them.
TJ Sterling, we just recently interviewed him about a month or so ago. Check out his Kickstarter, by the way. It's coming out. What's today? Today's the 25th?
Yes.
In like 3 days. Shout out to Ray Comics, his imprint. He has a book called Mansa, the Lion of Mali, which is the story of King Mansa Musa, which is the world's richest man of all time. The richest king of all time. And it's a fantasy story. Mm-hmm. Set in ancient ancient Mali. So if you, I know Thomas, you're into Conan, right?
Yes, I am very much into Conan.
I promise you would dig this book.
Okay.
You would dig this book. This is for the Conan's what do you call it? Swords and Sandal crowd.
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of those type of things. You'll dig it.
I love it.
Let's see.
Another one.
Jeffrey Thorne. This we got mad love for Jeffrey. He's a part of the family. He's part of our inner circle. That's the guy. Tremendous talent as a writer. He's also done stuff for television a lot of people aren't familiar with. I talk about this all the time because I'm a hardcore Black Panther fan. His season 5 of Avengers Assemble was the Panther's Quest storyline that he was the main writer on. So just some of the best writing you'll see with that character, man. King in Black, Black Panther is just is my favorite one shot of Black Panther of all time. And he most recently was one of the writers on Eyes of Wakanda, the series that Disney Plus just did. Was also the main writer on books like Mosaic and Green Lantern with John Stewart. Just he's a huge talent.
Yeah, Emerald Knight. It was like 3 years ago, right?
Yeah, just about that. Tyler Forrest Martin, Godhood Comics, the creator, owner, writer of that imprint. Another publisher, his own imprint. Writer of the book Antagonist, which is think of it as a villain version of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Yeah, family.
But like way cooler.
It's such a good comic book, man. I absolutely love it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. You end up rooting for the bad guy, and you absolutely love it.
It's that family dynamic that he's been able to create. So they're villains. You're not supposed to fall in love with these characters, but you just end up doing it. Even though they're doing some awfully terrible things, you just fall in love with that dynamic that they've created. Because even through all of that, right, they're still a family. And that family backs up itself. And it's awesome. It's a great book.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Tyler, too.
Let's see.
One of my buddies here, man. Frederick
Littles. Again, you're a Conan guy. Sword and Sandals. Blood Wars. Have you seen that book?
Yes, I have.
Blood Wars is sick, ain't it?
It is so good.
I've been trying to tell people to get that freaking book. The book's awesome.
It's so good, man.
I got a lot of love for Frederick Littles. His Magnus comic. I love the idea of the Orishas and how and sort of using that as superheroes and mixing the two. I just thought it was a really cool concept. And quite frankly, he's got some big power moves coming up. He keeps alluding to in his social media posts. Like he's got something big cooking. So he's someone you want to keep an eye on.
Yeah, he finally retired. Now that he's in retirement, he's like not playing around.
Yeah.
He's an incredible leader.
Not encumbered anymore.
Yeah.
Chuck Brown, just another one of these great writers. Very humble, low-key dude, but I mean, worked on Bitterroot, Eisner-winning book. Redefined the character Black Manta for DC Comics. People are like, oh, he's a villain. Is he though? I mean, it's kind of complicated. You know, he's
right.
Yeah, he's made Black Manta really cool, man. He's done stuff on his own, his Flawed series, which is really cool. Able to make I love writers who can make these Easter eggs and references to history and politics and culture and stuff, and he's a tremendous talent at doing that as well.
Agree.
We talked about LCS as being represented. Michael Davis, Blurred's Underground, will be there to talk about his Chicago-based comic book store, and I think we're gonna have a good discussion about that. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Brian Edward Hill, this guy, writer on every level, television, movies, comics, it's all the same to him. He's just like moves from one to the other seamlessly. He's wrapping up his Ultimate Black Panther series right now. The last several issues have been all fire, major revelations. His Blade series, the Blade series he did from a couple years ago, Tell me that's not. I don't see how Marvel can screw up making a Blade movie. It's not that complicated. As an aside, I know I'm getting a bit tangential, but it
doesn't seem
irks
like
me.
it should be that hard, right?
It should not be that hard. I mean, you've done it before. You could literally just recreate some of the stuff you've done before, and you got a film, and you made $1 billion, right? But I tell you, his take in that series was its own film. You could literally, it was storyboarding for a Blade movie. He literally wrote a film for them that would be a major hit. All you got to do is just film it. Storyboards are there. Great writer, big fan of him, and he's funny as hell. Dawood Anyabili, most famous known for him and his brother Guy Sims. Shout out to Guy Sims. Wrote Brother Man back in the 90s, a comic book which is so famous and so well recognized that it is, I believe, what do they say? The only comic book at the Smithsonian African American Museum.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's a huge honor. But beyond being a comic book artist, a tremendous artist, I say comic book artist, but he is an artist. I've seen some of his regular art, so to speak, that he does. It blew my mind. I'm like, that's your art? And he's like, yeah, that's light work. Because you're used to seeing him in the comic books medium, and that's a certain style. But when you see him do his graphic work, it's beautiful, man. The guy's a tremendous talent, beyond what most people realize. Victory Stand also won some honors. He's also one of the creatives working on Ayana with Brandon Easton. So happy to have him on. Again, Byron Kennedy, another LCS owner of Gulf Coast Cosmos out in Texas.
In my neck of the woods.
Is that where you're at, Texas?
In San Antonio, so I'm probably 2.5 hours from him, but yeah, I'm in South Texas.
Yeah. So that's not everybody. That's just what we have updated. It seems like we keep adding a person every day. I had another person reach out and said, "How come I'm not at the con?" I'm like, "I'm running out of space. We physically don't. There's only so much time. We originally had planned to do this as a 2-day con, but I was like, there's no way we could do 2 days. It's just not possible. There's no way we could have enough material. And now we're like, crap, we really should have made this 2 days. At this point, I don't know how we're going to cram everything in at the same time.
Yeah.
Manifesto, what's up, man?
It's a lot, Paul. It's a lot, man. And if you're able to even fit in even more, I mean, you have some extremely talented creators already. That's why when I saw you go through the lineup, I'm like, who's doing this right now? Like, I know during the pandemic, a few people were trying to put something like this together. I don't know if it ever came to fruition, but man, to take a group of creators that live all over the United States and to be able to create a con
international, we got Nigeria.
That's right, Nigeria. That's right. Yeah. To be able to do that, I just think it's so fabulous, man. And I know this is not going to be a one and done type thing with what you're putting together. I think you're going to set a standard, and I think others are going to try and copy it, because this is probably a lot of work. I mean, when did you all start like really putting like pen to paper and really start digging into creating something like this?
Probably over the summer.
Yeah. So
we've been talking about it for years, pretty much since we started Black Comic Lords, that we wanted to do a con. And it's still our goal. We're hoping that this will be the first step to us doing ultimately our own live con, where we have people all come in. But this, I thought, was a great way to sort of kick it off, because it's hard to get this much talent in one place at one time without it being a logistical nightmare. So we're like, let's screw it. Let's just use technology and make it happen, Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy that you're able to bring all this together. And
I have because you have been so gracious in having me on. I'm giving you a Black Comic Lords exclusive look at the lineup of discussions we're going to have. So if you want to
I'll go
bring
ahead and
up,
pull it up.
yeah,
All right, let me grab it. I wasn't sure if I should share it or not, but
you can. You're the first person to see this, so
that's very humbling, man, coming from you, Paul. I appreciate that. Let me
sure.
grab it real quick. I didn't pull it up because I wasn't sure. Like, this is dope. I don't want to get in trouble. Bear with me. I'm pulling it up right now. All right, here we go. Look at this.
So that is the lineup. I'm not going to go into details. That'll be for our December 5th backstage pass show. If you want the details as to what all these mean, but just to run down, the day is going to start at 10 o'clock with our introduction and kickoff. And just to go through the types of panels we're going to have a collector's panel. The one thing I have detailed is the fact that we're going to have a panel about supporting your local comic shop. We're going to have a panel on history and comics, a panel, a showcase for Megascope Comics, a panel on writers, a panel on artists, a panel with publishers. We're going to have an award show.
Nice.
BCL award show, our first award show. Big Phil's going to have his Collections in Black presentation, which is going to have some stuff that people will want to see. I assure you. We're going to have our panel discussion on comics into animation, which I think I alluded to before. Live auction, including art drawn live during the BCL Con. That's exactly what it means. There's going to be a live auction. There's going to be art that will be there live, and you can purchase it.
That's crazy.
Just like if you were to live.
Yet on who the artist is, right? That'll come later.
That'll come later.
That's incredible, man. Can you imagine watching someone do a piece right in front of you and then auction it off?
That's correct.
Crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then discussions on how to take your idea from concept to creation. If you're an aspiring writer or artist and you want to get into comics and don't know how, we'll have an educational component to allow you to do that. And then finally, Stranger Comics will do a showcase with Sebastian, which if you've ever seen one of Sebastian's shows online, you know it gets crazy. That guy is he'll probably make you mortgage your house at the end of the show or something.
Exactly.
Get some of his.
After one of his, I've seen him a few times on the podcast, and yeah, you're like, shoot, can I afford another one? Am I supposed to be doing this?
Every time you buy something, and I've literally bought something from him online. Yeah. He's like, oh, that. And I'm like excited because I'm like, oh, I just got the dopest book. I just got the dopest cover. The art is spectacular. And then 5 minutes later, so if you like that, you really love this. And it's like something that's 10 times better than what you just bought. It's like,
yeah. He's amazing, man. That guy could sell dirt to a man in the desert, man. It's just incredible to watch.
Because it sells itself. He's got dope stuff. So
the cover art is
dope stuff. You're gonna buy dope stuff.
Yeah, incredible. Well, I appreciate you allowing us to share this, Paul. This is awesome. I mean, no wonder you're having a hard time fitting anything else in. You're going till midnight. Like, where are you going to put people if you had more? That's insane.
Yeah, we try to put all the stuff for people on the West Coast towards the end of the day because it's a little earlier for them. But yeah, it's what does they say? It's a marathon, not a race.
Yeah. it's it's still a long marathon, it looks like, but I mean, it's going to be absolutely incredible, and I'm so happy that you all are doing this. And yeah, I got pretty excited when I was watching you all on your channel going through this and going name by name, and I'm just like, yeah, we need to talk about this because nothing like this is happening in comics right now. Like, obviously you have your cons, but some of your favorite creators and writers, they maybe only stay on the East Coast, or maybe only on the West Coast. They're not available to all their fans, and for all reasons, right? What you're doing is you're making some of the greats in the industry available for all fans to be able to see at the same time, to have that conversation, to hear what they're currently working on, how they started, their thought process behind the story, the development process, and where they want to take it. And like, all these things are questions I think we as fans, as we're digging into these titles and getting kind of hooked by those storylines, we kind of want to know what's coming next without knowing what's coming next, but we kind of want to know, you know what I mean? So there's kind of like, tell me a little bit, but not too much, because I don't want to. So, I mean, these kind of conversations, that's why we go to cons. That's why I love going to a con, so I could sit through these panels. In fact, that's where I met Dennis Cohen and Joe Illidge was at one of their panels, and I was so excited to see them in person. And you're bringing this to people. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's also cool to see them interact amongst each other.
Yeah.
When you see these creatives talk to each other, and it's cool to see one creative be fan of the other creator.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I love how you did that, and they're like, yeah, I love how you did that.
Yeah.
And we as fans were like, we love how you guys do everything.
Exactly.
It's look, at the end of the day, it's an opportunity for all of us to be ourselves.
Yeah.
We can all fanboy out creators and fans all together. And that's the fun of the culture, man. It's make comics fun again.
Yeah.
It's kind of my philosophy, man. But look, I appreciate you having me on. Thank you. It's an honor to be invited on to talk about this con. Will it be recorded? It'll be on YouTube, so I'm sure you can catch it again.
And I have no problem downloading it and sending it to whoever would like it as well. Not a problem. Whatever's easiest for all the fans. I think the main thing is making sure that you make yourself available on the 6th. We got to see the agenda, so you know when to pop in when you want to get in there. But this is an absolute incredible. And thank you, Wonderboy Wonders, man. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that.
If I could do another shameless plug,
please.
The night before the con, on December 5th, we're going to have a backstage pass to the con. We're going to have stuff. I'm not allowed to talk about what it is. We're going to have stuff that's really, really cool. It is for those, because initially the con was going to be paid. So we had it set up where we thought we had it set up where if you had a BCL membership to the YouTube page, that was your entry to the con. Logistically, apparently it doesn't work. So we didn't realize that at the time. So now the con is free, but for those who paid their $5 for the BCL YouTube membership, we have a special show for you the night before, the backstage pass, that will get you stuff. That's all I can say. I've told enough already, but it will be cool. And you will see, you'll have the first real glimpse as to the breakdown of what's coming.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. That's awesome. Paul, I'm so excited for this event, the 5th. That sounds like the 5th and the 6th. You got to get in there, become a member, so you take advantage of that night before. And then you got the 6th loaded with all these legends, possibly even more legends that would be added. I don't know where you're going to add them, but they're going to be added somewhere. This is absolutely incredible, Paul. I'm so happy that you were able to make some time for me to help spread the word. I think it's really important that people realize these type of things are happening within our industry. And this is a great way to support not only an awesome channel. So if you're not already subscribed to Black Comic Lords, please go over there and do it. The conversations that you all have throughout the week, in month, right? You have different series depending on the guests that you have, and just the banter between all of you. I know you all love each other very much, but the banter is hilarious, especially when you all start flexing and bringing out all your yeah, it's so cool, man. I love that the most because you all have some incredible collections, man. Dude, that's insane, man. That's just crazy. That's just crazy, bro. You're sitting on a pretty penny there, Paul.
Yeah, just light work, 9.8 Shuries, or if you want to go on a big boy pin and pull out your Stanley sign,
Oh, wow.
Fantastic 452, you can do that.
You got the CGA panel on it too.
Yeah. This stuff I got lying around here.
Just lying around. Oh man.
I got stacks of stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I get to see it and I absolutely love it. It real quickly, if fans want to go over and they want to subscribe, like throughout the week, right? You have your Wednesday wrap up. Right? Yeah. Where'd you go through? You have what is the monthly one with Storm? Where you're
Storm Watch. That's every Thursday after the show. The issue drops on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. And how many recordings are you doing a week, Paul?
Right now, we're all about the con, so we're not doing anything. I think we'll do the Wednesday wrap-up show. You might do one tomorrow, just to help promote the con. But for the last month or two, we've really been kind of just focused on putting the con together and ending the year right. And then we'll wind back up to doing our regular shows in January.
Yeah, understandably. You're all going to be wiped out after this thing is over.
Yeah,
it's going into. Yeah. So you'll need a couple of weeks, but well, Paul, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming on. You're welcome anytime. But I really do enjoy you and the rest of the team over there at Black Comic Lords. Please go over there and give them subscribe, and then make sure you're there. I'll put it down below as well. So if you're watching this afterwards, just look in the notes. I'll have the links there for you to go to their website so you can see the entire agenda. You can see all the guests, everything. I'll make it as easy as possible for everybody. Get over there. The 5th, become a member. And then on the 6th, enjoy the con. One of the first that I've seen so far that's virtually bringing all these amazing creators to you. So Paul, I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much for making time for me.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's an honor. Thank you.
Yeah. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. Thank you, What a Boy Wonders. I appreciate you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And I hope you all have an amazing Thanksgiving this week with your family. Until next time, have a good one. Thank you, everyone.
Bless up.
Bless up.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.